Duncan Alney here with David Lowery. David, longtime musician. How many years have you been doing music?
About 27. 20 kind of, I guess since it's like Camper Van Beethoven sort of was my first sort of professional make-a-living band. So about 26 years.
So fast forwarding to the 2000s, how has the internet changed interacting and connecting with your fans?
Well,
You're the greatest, buddy. Thanks.
Well, you know, a lot of what we did when I first started in the 80s was, you know, we essentially did like what we're doing here. Is, you know, we went around from play like house parties and frat parties, college dorm parties and stuff like that. And we get like people's mailing addresses, and we just sort of had a newsletter, and we, you know, every couple months put out a newsletter and mail it to like our friends. And you know, we always worked from this real grassroots kind of perspective, and we've never really lost that. Of course, nowadays it's much easier with the internet, social networking, you know, having an email list and stuff like that. It's much easier to keep in contact directly with your friends. You know, it's funny too, because when I was in a band in the 80s, it was just another side band that I was in. I had this friend who told me something that actually ended up really being true. He said that actually fame eventually, it wasn't going to be so much like how to be an artist, it wasn't going to be so important how famous you were, but actually how many people you were directly connected to. And that was going to be the new kind of fame. And it's so weird because, like, you know, it just seems so perceptive now, 20 years later, you know, that's really, you know, kind of, it's a different kind of fame that you kind of, well, it's not even really fame, but it's just, when you're in a band, you're not really, nowadays you're not really so much trying to be like famous like on MTV or in the network news or something like that. You just want to cultivate these connections directly with your fans and build like a community around the band. It's just so much different.
And of course you've got, you know, friends in every city.
Uh-huh.
These are people you keep in touch with on a regular basis, whether it's through the social networks or through email or phone calls.
Yes, that's correct, and it's great for us too, because I think, you know, in the old days, you know, we wouldn't, you know, we can now sometimes ask people things like, you know, we're going on a tour or something like that, and we're going to go through some city we've never really been through. We can kind of ask our friends or our fans, like, "Where's a good place to play? You know, where should we go and play? You know, what's going on in your town?" It's very useful, this two-way communications between the band and its community of fans. It's very helpful.
And of course, in social media today, the mecca of social media in many ways is to get people to meet and to get them to interact with the brand one-on-one.
And then also to help you
to create
promote
content,
your band.
to create content.
And create content.
And
yes.
so you do this. You have a meetup every year that lasts for many days in California.
We have our camp out. Yeah, we have a camp out every year with the Cracker Camper Van Beethoven camp out. It'll be coming this year. Will be the 5th one, and we just basically get as many of our fans that can travel there out in the middle of the desert in California. And everybody sort of camps out or stays in the hotels right near there, and we play 3 days of shows, and just the whole community gets together, everybody gets to see each other. It's kind of like a family reunion or something like that.
And there's not just listeners and fans in the community, but there's also other bands in the community.
Yes, other bands that are related to us, that maybe share members, we have some history with or something like that. We bring them into the festival, and they bring their fans. And then, you know, we also get just like a lot of the locals, you know, out there too, just come and camp out. It's like a giant tailgating party now.
And so, David, one question, I know it's a little loud in here. What role do you think content plays from a user standpoint, you know, with keeping the band fresh, and do you encourage people to record shows, and just your general feelings on content and how important content is to you?
Well, content I mean, the fact that people videotape our shows and record our shows constantly gives us fresh material to link to from our website, and completely brings, like fresh things for us to our webpage, so that it's not us always having to do it. Like record songs, put them on our webpage, put them on our MySpace page, put them on our Facebook page. That people can do that. People link videos to us. They link live shows. But what I'm actually interested in is the thing that no band really has much time for is usually, like, I'll have time to make a couple videos for each CD, but then the other 10 ones, I don't have them. What's interesting to me now is getting like our community involved in, basically putting the video content to our songs and stuff like that. I really want to try to do this with our new record coming out.
Excellent. Thank you, David. David Lowery here, Cracker, Camper Van Beethoven, producer of many great records and shaped the music of many bands. Thank you for talking to us.
No problem.